if I told you the big five mass extinctions never happened? At least not on land. This isn't a conspiracy theorist, it's an actual debate happening amongst the paleontological community that's shaking up one of the most famous stories in Earth's history. See, for decades we've learned that 5 mass extinctions have occurred over the last 500 million years, where life basically collapsed, wiped out by eruptions, asteroids, or climate change. But new fossil evidence suggests that the story might be way more complicated. Back in 1982, paleontologists David Raup and Jack Sepkoski studied the marine fossil record and noticed 5 big biodiversity crashes. These became known as the Big Five: the End Ordovician, the Late Devonian, the End Permian, the End Triassic, and the End Cretaceous. The Permian extinction, or the Great Dying, wiped out about 90% of marine species. The End Cretaceous, well, that's the one where the asteroid killed off the dinosaurs. These events were identified in the marine fossil record. But what about life on land? Well, for decades we've assumed if oceans suffered, so did the continents. But that assumption is now breaking down. See, in China, a site called South Tuodongo shows a thriving ecosystem just 75,000 years after the Great Dying. I mean, plants offer another clue. Studies show that most major plant families survived all the Big Five events. Even at the end of the Cretaceous, when the dinosaurs died, no vascular plants disappeared. Seeds and spores allowed plants to rebound after environmental shocks. Similarly, insects have shown resilience, partly due to their massive population sizes, rapid adaptability, and dormancy strategies that allow them to survive through crises. Even in tetrapods, the losses may have been gradual rather than sudden. Some lineages vanished, like the Gorgonopsians. Basically, after the Permian, they just disappeared. But it happened over hundreds of thousands of years, not abruptly. Other groups like crocodilians and birds persisted through the events that supposedly marked global wipeouts. Evidence from other land-based life tells the same story. Many amphibians, reptiles, and small mammal ancestors sailed through these events that devastated the oceans. Whole ecosystems shifted, but the structure of life on land often rebounded very quickly, suggesting resilience built into the terrestrial food webs. The emerging picture here is that life on land has been remarkably durable. Ecosystems changed, some groups faded, others rose, but the sweeping catastrophic die-off seen in the marine record may have never happened on land. It makes sense because changes in temperature, changes in oxygen can devastate marine life in months. Now, there's a lot to unpack in this story, and with a very patchy fossil record, we may never truly know what happened. But what do you think happened? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, see you in the next one.